So speculation on the rumored Final Fantasy Tactics remake is starting to gain some traction yet again, thanks to a recent interview from a Final Fantasy fan site. Before we get into this news, feel free to click the like button and subscribe and punch the bell button or whatever it is if you want to stay up to date with Final Fantasy news and if you like what you hear. So Final Fantasy fan site Finaland recently got the opportunity to sit down and chat with the producer and director of Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line, Ichiro Hazama and Masanobu Suzui, respectively, to chat about the series. This write-up and summary are coming to us from noisypixel.net. During the interview, the topic switched to the mobile game Dissidia Opera Omnia and how it's had a lack of representation from certain Final Fantasy titles, including Final Fantasy Tactics. Hazama responds by saying that they need to have permission from each of the respective Final Fantasy creative teams before they can include these characters in a game like Dissidia or Theater Rhythm. So if they want to add Final Fantasy VII characters to their game, they have to double check with Tetsuya Nomura first to ensure that these characters are accurately represented in regards to their abilities, behavior, and overall portrayal. They don't want to just do their own versions of these characters. I find that very interesting. I figured since these characters and properties are all under the umbrella of Square Enix, that they could just include who and what they wanted whenever. So it's nice to know that they want to be respectful of the original creator's work. But this also leads to a very curious follow-up response from Hazama in regards to the Tactics team. The Tactics team is incredibly busy at the moment. They have other things to do. They are heavily involved in another project at the moment, so we just don't have time to talk to them. I think that's probably why more Tactics characters haven't been included in the game. We just need time to find out the details. I think that's what is going on, at the very least with Tactics characters. I'm sure they will put them into the game. Fujiwara-san wants Tactics, I know that. End of quote. So that little detail there is what's getting people in a bit of a tizzy. So obviously he isn't flat out saying that the Tactics team is working on that long rumored Final Fantasy Tactics remake that was revealed in the Nvidia leak, but we all can't help but wonder what's keeping the Tactics team so busy. A remake is possible, but with larger companies like Square Enix who have multiple development teams under them, it's a possibility that the Tactics team is currently assisting other dev teams with their own respective projects. And finally, it's a possibility that the Nvidia leak contained games that were once planned but eventually canceled. As always, we should temper our expectations here. And that is the end of the video. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. What do you guys think about this Tactics news? Do you guys think that the Tactics team is working on a remake, which is why they're so busy? Or do you think it's possible that they are assisting other studios under the Square Enix umbrella to help out with some things here and there on other games? Before you guys go, make sure to check out my recent videos. My first one where I talked about the story recap for Different Future, the DLC for Stranger of Paradise, and how it connects to Dissidia Final Fantasy. It's a really intriguing story. It adds so much more depth to the character of Garland in the world of Dissidia itself. Truly something spectacular, so check that video out. And I also did a video where we went over a Katase interview talking about all things Final Fantasy. We're talking about the inception of the development of the game, how it got canceled, all the way up into Rebirth, story changes, and beyond. So make sure to check those videos out. Leave those thoughts in the comments down below. I am Curious Corduroy. I will see you guys in the next video. Please remember to always be excellent to one another.